and welcome. Welcome, everybody, to our podcast today with our special guest, David Fabra. And he will be talking us through everything. So, David, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark, for having me here.
Hey, that's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
So, David, tell me about your business story and the journey you've got to come where you are.
So, in the business of creative, we help people to talk to speak. We move them from the talk to the speak. And all I started back in the 12th of August 2024. I was in Nottingham. It was the hottest day of the year. And I was walking down the main street with my suit, my tie, and I could feel the heat. I could feel that sweat dripping down. As I was walking, I could hear people talking while I was in my own world. I was walking, all suit up, to the Nottingham court. I was there in front of the magistrates. To fight for the right of my children to have a healthy relationship with both of the parents. And at that moment, I was there on my own. And thankfully, because of my training in speaking, I was able to get my voice out there and express my ideas, my views, and answer the questions they were asking me as well. But I thought other people in my position who have not been able to express how I did because of my training. And that was the light bulb moment that I needed to give back. In that moment, I realized that I could use my skill to help other people to express, to move them from the talk to the speaks, to own their voices. And not only people in front of the court, but maybe people like me that come from a different country and want to talk about a business, start a business and could network in the bank, they can talk in there. Because it's my belief that everyone has something to say that can change the world. And if we find a way to say, we can create a big difference in this world. And that's how everything started.
That's brilliant. As I say, I know from speaking to many people that who have come over to the UK who English isn't their first language, they do so struggle with that communication. On a one-to-one basis, it's not so bad, because they obviously get confident with you. But yeah, it's really true, isn't it? In that situation, the turmoil that you were going through, still to get your voice heard in front of a court to fight for your children is quite a really empowering story. So yeah, that's amazing. So following on from that, tell me a bit about your origin. Tell me a bit about your background that's led you all the way through to coming to the UK.
Well, my background starts in Spain. I was born and raised in Spain. I was a qualified teacher, and I wanted to teach English to the Spanish children. So that's why the main reason I came over to England was to practice my English, prove it so I could teach properly. But yeah, one thing led another, and like in all the stories, there was a woman, there was children, and then I was in here. So instead of teaching English to the Spanish children, I moved around to teach Spanish to the English children. I built up my business and everything was going amazing. I was going right primary schools, nurseries. But in 2019, we started suffering about COVID. 2020, the school closed. I lost majority of my business when COVID restarted. Things were never the same, and my business collapsed. With that, we had to do something. I met my new partner. We both are business owners, and we decided to join this academy about sales and speaking so we can learn how to grow our businesses and carry on being these business owners, for successful business owners that we were before COVID. Yeah, from there, I started learning the art of speaking, and it grew my interest even more. And this is how I started with the passion for speaking, and now I decided to share, carry on, give, giving back now.
That's brilliant. It's strange, isn't it? Because you say you came over to the UK to learn more about English. You could go back and teach it in Spain, and in the end, you've obviously stayed on. And yeah, there's always a partner, isn't there? There's always somebody that pulls you. It was definitely not the weather that you stayed here for compared to Spain, was it? But but yeah, that what a wonderful story. And I say to come over here and then, do the reverse and teach children Spanish, because the Spanish language is so lovely, and that they do it in schools as well nowadays, don't they? When I was younger, many years ago, it was literally French, German, and Latin. So yeah, I know that my children as well learn Spanish at school, so that was really good. And again, like a lot of businesses, when COVID came, we all struggled. Yeah, there was some businesses that really excelled during that time, but depending on what you were doing. So yeah, you're not alone in terms of the turmoil that COVID caused. But yeah, what a great backstory. And as I say, to find somebody else who has a business as well and to thrive together is really good. So yeah, and obviously you invested in yourself, which I think for many people, some people do and some people don't. But obviously using your time and effort and energy to learn more about speaking and more about sales and things, I think is really good. So hat off to you for for using COVID as that catalyst to propel you forward when COVID went away in effect. So that's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to move forward. You cannot stay on the floor. You need to get up and carry on walking.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, David. So with your business, what's your mission? So obviously we've been through that your business story, how you've got to this point. We've had a look at your background. So what's your mission with what you're doing now?
My mission is to move people from the talk to the speak. I have a system, the Emperor, that is the catalyst to move them around. Everyone has something to say, and there's someone out there that needs to hear what you have to say. And there's the mission: get all our messages out to the world.
Yeah, I really like that. And as I say, it's that voice, isn't it? That everyone can, as you say, everyone can talk. Really easy to do, but making it compelling and making people take notice of what you say. The difference in from my background as well, the difference in speed, the excitement if it's an exciting story, the quietness when it's more of a somber moment. So yeah, just to teach people how to do that is such a gift. And when people can talk and they can just bring themselves on, and you can tackle anything, can't you? So even those people that might be anxious and have a fear of talking or public speaking, but able to find their voice and articulate themselves as well. Hand gestures, face gestures, and all of that. And the schools don't teach it. Yes, if you've been at secondary school or university and you might have done something that requires you to do the odd presentation here or there, but it's actually quite a skill, isn't it? But anyone can learn the skill, I guess, is what you're saying.
Absolutely, yeah. And most of the things you were saying we cover in the system. And yeah, it's a skill for life that can help you use from little things to big things.
Yeah, and life-changing, isn't it?
Indeed.
So what's your vision then with what you're doing now? So you mentioned the 7-step process. Was it the Emperor system?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. What's your vision for that?
The vision is to create a community of people that help others. And there's no business without community. So we help people to create the communities and building a big community with our talk, our speak, showing them what we have to say, what we have to offer. and that's the way to make the world a better place.
That's really, really nice. I love the community side as well. You know, you get more people involved, people that I presume the community you're building, everyone is very, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Everyone is very behind everybody else, you know, wants them to succeed, you know, wants to share experiences. Is that the kind of community that you're generating with the coaching and the 7-step process?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like community, like a big networking community. We all know how to express what we have, and maybe you know someone that can need what I have, or anyone you know can benefit from what I have to say. Join here, we help each other, we grow together, and we help others on the way.
Brilliant. That sounds really good. And that helping side is what it's all about, isn't it? It's kind of like there's probably far too many people that stick in their own lane and have got tunnel vision. You know, it's all about me. But what you're trying to create there with that community feel and having everyone, you know, championing everybody else and networking all the time with each other, it's such a great thing because you learn from experiences, don't you? You learn from other people. You know, as children, we learn from our parents and the people that are around us to support us and mentor us, you know, the teachers at school. But, you know, some people forget that when they leave school that, you know, we all need, you know, we all need a hand, don't we? You know, every job that you do, there's some form of training, you know, even if it's just learning, you know, what you're actually doing on the job. But this next bit that you offer really sounds, I don't know, really sounds impressive, you know, for those people that haven't got a voice at the moment, you know, and I suppose it's any age as well, isn't it? It's not just those youngsters or those people in their 20s or 30s. I presume what you offer actually applies to all manner of ages.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how old you have things to say. The young generation have different things to say than the older generation that have lived another way and we have to express. Look, for example, I was reading about Warren Buffett. He didn't make most of his fortune till he was 50. So we all have something to say, whatever the age, whatever our background is, we have something to say that can help the world. Let's get it out there.
Perfect. Thank you. That sounds really good. Can we look at how you got started with your 7-step Emperor system? So what's the how did you get to this point of actually releasing it and you know building that community and doing what you do?
Well, fairly, after that vision I had in the court, I started thinking what were the main problems that people from different countries here in England talking English, what could be the challenges. So I had a list of challenges and I put them together in a linear system so I can cover them, uh, all most of them. And with that, I created a step-by-step system to help people to express their voices.
Brilliant. Can you elaborate on the 7 steps? And obviously not giving too much
Mm.
away, because I appreciate it's your business, but I'm just interested to see, you know, what each of those steps entails.
Yeah, absolutely. We start finding out about the people we want to talk to. Because maybe your message is not for children, it's not for certain part, but you have to focus who do you want to talk to, who is the person you want to direct the message to, how are they, what generation, what country. And then we found once we have found the people that we want to talk to, we have to overcome the fear that most of us have to talk to them. Then we work on the presence, always be ready, good looking, prepare with your shoot, prepare your presence in the stage, what part do you are, how do you move around, same on the stage, and with the camera, we prepare how we move around the screen, and we work on the kind of personality styles that we talk to. We include everyone in our talk so we don't miss people that could be helped by us by talking in the wrong way. And we practice stories as well, because stories is a great way. to relate with people, because not only our story is the same as everyone, but everyone has something similar. Everyone has gone through some kind of pain or of joy, and this is our story. We connect with people as well, and practice. We practice, because that's the key. Practice makes permanent. We practice our confidence, our speech, our tones, and that's how we get better and better.
Brilliant. That sounds amazing. And again, I think from my point of view, just having had a lot of contact with people who aren't, who don't speak English as their first language, that whole process of actually digging down and finding out, what do they want to speak about, who do they want to communicate with at the very beginning, just means, I suppose, you can tailor the process to them all the way along. And as you say, the storytelling side is so important. When you gripped me, with your first bit of the story about walking in Nottingham and facing the judge and things, that I was there with you. I was gripped. And again, I don't think people put enough emphasis on storytelling. Yeah, when we're in our social environments and chatting to friends and family, usually it's quite fact-based, isn't it? Because we know them already. But that story part, just listening to you at the beginning, I think is so important, and that really helps people find their voice. So yeah, thank you very much for telling us about the 7-step system. I really appreciate that. So what kind of customer problems are you looking to solve? So those people that come onto one of your the 7-step program, the Emperor program, what kind of problems might they be having at the moment?
So I'm not aiming to get everyone that goes to court. So it would be helpful in that kind of situation where you are under pressure. You have to talk to someone that has the fear to express themselves, who is people that who goes to networking events, like I do here. You have your 60 seconds to talk, you have your 10 minutes to do presentations, and most people in these networking events are not using that because they're scared to talk. Therefore, they cannot talk about their businesses, and they not only losing money, but they stop helping people that could need their service or product. And that's one of the kind of people that we want to help as well. People with jobs that have to talk to the boards, have to talk to the employees. Again, I was there as well. I was assistant manager for a big company in UK pubs, and I had to do staff meetings and talk to them, motivate the staff to go to the next level. And again, this is not easy either. I think that could be another part of the people that we can help. So, but yeah, basically people that had the situations or can be in situations that talk to a little audience or a big crowds and need that little extra confidence, know what they're doing, how to say things and when to say it, and the type of person that they want to say.
Brilliant. That sounds really, really good. I think, even managers or business owners, you kind of like, I know being in management, you potentially work your way up or you apply for a job in management, but sometimes you become like an accidental manager where you've been in a role for so long and they say, would you like to step up to the next level? But with that becomes, you become an accidental manager there, and then you have the presentations to do, you have the staff to look over. And I'm sure both of us in our working lives, and we work for others, I'm sure we met some really good inspirational bosses, and then some of the bosses that weren't so inspirational because they didn't know how to communicate. And again, it's that communication thing, isn't it? It's that ability to be able to talk to people at different levels, whether it's, I don't know, shareholders or CEOs of a company, right down to the workforce on the, on the coal face, as they say in the UK. It's giving everyone that voice, isn't it? And and by having a program like you have, which finds out exactly what they want to do at the beginning and then shows them how to succeed across the 7 steps, I think is brilliant, to help those people realize their voice, as you said.
Yeah, exactly. Before we start the program, we have a little interview with the people that wants to join the program, and we see what are the needs or talking in public, and then we can tailor that to the weeks to help them in the personal circumstances as well. So it's very tailored as well.
Yeah, brilliant. That sounds amazing. So, in terms of the course itself and then the outcomes that you deliver for people, I know we've been through the type of problems that you solve, but in your mind, what's the different outcomes that you'll get from attending the courses that you run?
You get your confidence when you talk to the people. You get your firm voice when you have to be firm, your soft voice, you have to be soft, your speed when you have to be excited, maybe not the time you feel excited because it hurts. So all these kind of little things, you can call it tricks, you can call it the skills that helps you connecting with people when you talk to a large amount of people. If it's only one-to-one, it's easier to connect because even the brain just mirror what the other person does without you knowing. So when you talk to a lot of people, you have to get that contact with them. And it's only a little set of skills that we teach step by step, and anyone can do it because it's very simple. We hold your hand all through the process, we customize it for you, and at the end, we want you to win, to thrive in what you have to say or do. Yeah.
So, is your course, is it delivered online? Is it delivered face to face? Or is it a combination of both?
So the whole course is 8 weeks. The first 7 weeks is online, where I give you all the strategies and skills that you have to acquire. And then the 8 week, we meet together, we go through everything together, we present our little speeches together, and because it's the sense of the community, we can see each other. And it will be in an evening, so no one has to take time of work. So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to that day because it's the completion and see how people has changed from day one to week 8.
That's the thing, isn't it? An 8 week program is such a short amount of time, but the skills you're giving people is life changing, isn't it? As you say, doesn't matter what age you are in theory, after they've done these 8 weeks and you see how they've gone from at the beginning, maybe, really struggling to obviously following your program and following you and the other people on the program to that pinnacle point at the end of the 8 weeks where you all get together face to face and they can meet everybody in person and they can see because Zoom is very good. We try to articulate ourselves. Your hand movements that I've seen today have made me realize that I need to do more. So from that point of view, to do it on a face-to-face basis and to get them to showcase what they've learned on the course would be absolutely brilliant. And it's, as I say, such a short period of time for some life-changing skills that are going to last them forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing is that they are transferable skills. They can use it for the work. They can use it for the personal life. Even parents teaching, coaching children playing football, they can do the little speech, how to talk to them and everything. Or, like you say, in the big CEO of the company, talking to the shareholders. A very transferable skill, and it's a skill for life.
Brilliant. That's really, really good. And finally, a question for myself is, knowing obviously you've had I suppose entrepreneur is what I call you in terms of you when you came across the UK and what you ended up doing, and you had your own business prior to lockdown, and you've got your own business again now. So as an entrepreneur, for other people that are looking to potentially set up their own business, what advice would you give them?
Just do it. I spend too much time thinking how to do it, how should I do it. Yeah, it's easy. It's find what other people is doing and get better than them. That's the main. But give value, of course. You need to give people what they want with real value. And yeah, don't think about it. and of course learn the way to say the things. Because if you have the best product, the best service, at the best price, and you cannot show it out there, you end up not helping anyone. Yeah, entrepreneurs look for fails in the system and take ownership to fix them. So if we want to do that, we need to tell people.
And again, it's down to that voice again, isn't it? It's about being heard and getting your message out there.
Absolutely. Because if we don't get the message, we cannot fix the world. Everyone
Yeah.
will be the same. And the problem with this is that the people that are getting the wrong messages carry on and on.
Yeah, definitely. They don't learn it, and that's what, isn't it? You know, with the 7-step Emperor program, it's about that journey, isn't it? It's about how you can change, you know, so they don't keep making the same messages if they've got their own business already. And even if they're starting a business, I suppose it's, you know, business has always interested me, and you know, and you know, you don't, when you start a business, you don't necessarily have the skills you're going to need to go forward, but spending, I suppose, time, effort, and investment on yourself to make a real change, you know, over time is the important thing, isn't it? You know, if you think, oh, you know, I've got a really good product or an idea for a service, but if you can't tell people about it, it's going to have a massive impact on your business. Whereas, you know, the program that you offer sounds amazing. So to spend eight weeks doing it, you know, and learning the skills that you need, you know, is going to be transformational at the end of the life, whether they're an employee or they want to start their own business. It's going to be a magical experience, I imagine.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Right, David, I think that's about it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that. In the link down below on YouTube, there'll be all of David's contact details. You can see them on the screen as well. So, David, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And, you know, hopefully this has been inspiring and inspirational for other people who potentially English isn't their first language. You know, check David out, see the course that he offers. It sounds very, very good and ideal for those people that really do need to find their voice. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone.